We're going to start our unit on pen and ink. The first thing you need to locate are the pens in your kit and your Bristol board. So first find in your kit, in your bag, all the pens that you were given. You will have different pens depending on which kit you were given. You may have some of the same pens as me, maybe not. So you need to locate your pens, the ones that you were given. The Bristol board in your kit is the largest sheet. It is 11 by 14 inches. Put that on here. 11 by 14. And it's thick like an index card. So it's not a normal paper. It's not as flexible. It's kind of like a poster board. So locate your Bristol board. So basically what you're doing is you're becoming familiar with each of these pens. So I'm going to choose this pen first. And all I'm doing is making a list of my pens and experimenting with them. So I look at this pen, it says Pilot V-Ball 0.5. So if you have this pen, you could start with this one. Maybe you don't have this pen, so you would start with a different one. So all I'm doing is making a list. This is a Pilot V-Ball 0.5. And all I'm going to do is a little bit of like doodling, just to get a feel for what this pen feels like. So perhaps some lines, some hatching. Perhaps I turn that into cross hatching. Maybe some wiggly lines. Maybe some loops. Maybe a little stippling in a circular motion. Anything you want here, just so you can feel this pen, and then you can compare it to others. Is it a light pen? Is it a bold pen? Let's see, how about one more thing? Maybe some zigzag. Okay. I'm done with that pen. We go to my next one. You may have this, you may not. Write down the name of it. This is an ultra fine. And I can compare the difference already just to these two pens. So maybe I'll do some scribbly. Maybe some lines like grass. Maybe like a ribbon, whatever. Just maybe some lines across. I just want to get a feel for each of the pens. I'm becoming familiar with each one. Each one's characteristic, each one's flow. All right, this one this is a Uniball. Let's see what this one looks like. This one's bold. Move down a little bit. You could put dividing lines between them if you choose. All right, let's see. Some loops. Some, maybe a dotted line. It turns into a spiral. You do whatever you want, just kind of doodling. Something substantial, not just a few lines. Give it a try. Yeah. And I have one more, and this is a Bic Atlantis. Okay, this is more like a writing pen. So just trying out each pen, seeing how they feel. Maybe you have a preference. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is create a little rectangle right here, right below. So we can do a value chart with our pens. So you need one of three things. If you have a ruler, you could make the rectangle with a ruler. And the dimensions will be 4 inches wide by 1.5 inches tall. If you don't happen to have a ruler, you need a sheet of paper. So I'm going to put this aside for a moment. And we're going to fold up the paper to make a rectangle. You either need notebook paper to fold it up like this, or printer paper to fold it like this. So either way, either whatever paper or ruler you have, we're going to make a rectangle to trace on our Bristol board. We fold both pieces of paper the same way. So either one that you have, zoom out a little. If you have notebook paper, you're just folding it in half vertically, making a crease. And then I'm just taking the bottom and folding it up 3 times to meet the top. So here's once. Twice. 3 times. By this third fold, it gets kind of hard to press down, so you can use a pen, a pencil, a Sharpie, whatever you have handy, just to give that sharp crease. So that's, if you have notebook paper, that's one way to make the rectangle. If you do not have notebook paper, but you have printer paper, it's the same thing, the same folds. So I'm folding it tall, like a book. You can see the whole thing there. So I'm taking the bottom, again, and folding it up 3 times. So here's 1 time, 2 times. Now this paper is a little bit thicker, a little bit harder to crease with your fingers. 3rd time is really hard to crease, to fold it. It gets very thick. So definitely use something to press down. Okay, so you're going to choose whether you have a ruler or notebook printer paper or notebook paper. Just you need one of these things, okay? Because we're going to make a rectangle. On here, let's say I choose my notebook paper one. I'm going to put it right below. And I'm going to use pencil to trace. So here's it broke, of course. So we just want a rectangle with a pencil outline like that. And then later we will add pen to this. So again, we're all wanting to achieve this rectangle, whether you have notebook paper or printer paper or a ruler. And if you use a ruler, again, the measurements are, make your own rectangle. They are 4 by 1.5. Okay. And then we will begin the pen process.